back. Episode 5 of Tech Bro Talk.
Yep.
And if you've kept up with the latest news, there's something big that happened recently, and that's the Apple event. Big news.
Was it that big?
There's a new iPhone. Do you want to take a guess on the name?
The iPhone 16.
How'd you do that? Brother.
It's almost like I just know. It's almost like I just know. Wait, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Is there a 16 Plus as well?
Dude, did someone feed you information? What's going on, man?
Yeah.
No, but it was exciting. I got to see the event live, and we do have some thoughts.
Yikes.
Well, we'll get into it. There's just a lot to say.
Apple,
and
yeah.
honestly, I think one of the things that we do want to start with by saying is we've seen a lot of content creators speak on what they think Apple should do with their marketing, with their feature set on the new products, and how they should break them and separate them, or what they should include or not include as a general overview in the review videos. And I think that's fine because there's definitely thoughts that we can agree with them. But we don't want to do that on our review once we do the actual phones or watches or whatever it may be. We want to do it here so we can actually talk about the event overall and Apple as a company, because there's some things that we liked seeing. I'll be honest, there's some things that I was excited about when I saw them.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of things that we kind of expected that didn't turn out to be true, or that were kind of like lackluster, for lack of better words.
So the podcast space will be more so we're just going to share thoughts.
Right.
That way
right.
the reviews are
Just
strictly that. Reviews.
Specific for the product.
Yeah.
Right.
Strictly that
right.
reviews. Okay. So we got 4 iPhones.
4 iPhones.
Right.
Yep.
AirPods 4.
Yeah.
New features coming to AirPods Pro.
Yep.
2.
AirPods 2 Pro 2.1. Yep.
I don't think the regular AirPods Pro get any features, right?
Nope.
Okay. We got new colors and USB-C for AirPods Max.
Yep.
That one is really bad.
Yep.
And then Watch 10 and new color for Watch Ultra 2. There's not actually a Watch Ultra 3. It's just the same watch, new color.
Yep.
So the Watch Ultra got the AirPods Max treatment.
Yep. And that's it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah. Yeah, we could call it right there.
It was crazy because, the Apple events are the biggest thing that they have for the year. It's their big announcement where they drop the heaviest products.
Yep. Where do you want to start? Like, which product do you want to start?
Dude, I don't even know because
I can already tell you the product that I was most disappointed in terms of execution.
Let's leave it to the end then. Which one is it?
Watch 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of agree. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the phone because that's the biggest one that they announced. It is the iPhone 16, successor to the iPhone 15. If you didn't know, and
This guy has insider information.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting paid by Tim Cook. There's four versions of the iPhone 16: the 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, and 16 Pro Max.
Yep.
Prices didn't change, which at least
Across the whole lineup?
across the whole lineup.
Okay.
I think so. Pretty sure.
Right. And for those that are watching, the reason why I might ask some of these questions are, like David knows too, for the first half, I was in meetings at work. Right.
Yeah,
So obviously,
right.
I couldn't catch I've read upon it, but obviously David had the opportunity to watch the whole thing. So
yeah. And there's something special in watching it live just because you get to see
it's fun.
The disappointment of a lot of people watching with you.
You get to be disappointed in real time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the iPhones, I think the biggest news that we saw with the iPhones was the fact that they have now a camera button, which is not a button, if I'm not mistaken. It's more like a haptic sensor.
It's pressure sensitive from
right,
what I was seeing.
Kind of like
right.
the iPhone 7 with the home button.
So you can lightly press to activate certain features of the camera,
Right.
like adjusting standard photo, portrait mode, and stuff like that, right?
Zoom
In and things like that. And
so you can customize
press
it.
harder to actually take a photo.
Right. I love that feature.
It also apparently if you push a button, it also launches the camera.
Yeah.
Which, to be frank, I do that from the lock screen. Like, I have one of my shortcuts.
It doesn't work for me all the time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes when you try to click it, back when we had the Force Touch on the displays, that was great.
I missed that.
I do, man. I do
missed
too.
Force Touch on
They
the
need to
display.
bring that for the pros.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a lot more responsive. Now that it's just press and wait,
Yeah.
then it's not as accurate as I
The
like it to be.
16s also got the 16s also got the action button,
Yeah.
right?
So I mean, it's a treatment that we see every year. The Pro line will become the normal's iPhone's feature set the year after.
Yeah.
So last year, or let's say 2 years ago, we saw with the iPhone 14 Pro.
Did I say that in the review whenever we reviewed the 15
Probably,
Pro?
yeah.
That the next year 16 might get the action button?
Probably.
Like,
And
I'm
it's
willing to
what
bet.
we've seen, and it's
Yeah.
what they do. They bring the latest feature on the Pro line, and then the year after they include it on their base models. 14 Pro with the dynamic island.
Yeah.
15 had it. 15 Pro had the action button. 16 now it has it.
Right.
So it is a trend that's been
But they kind of did different this go around, right? Because the 16, the regular 16 not only has the action button, but the regular 16 also has the camera button.
exactly
Whereas like that should have been the Pro exclusive feature.
and then keep it for next year. And that's what
Right.
people are saying right now.
Yeah.
Which I think as a business standpoint, yeah, they should have done that.
Right.
But as a consumer standpoint, dude, by all means, go ahead. I think that, has people more excited about getting the base model instead of being like, oh man, I have to get the Pro for that feature.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a one time that I'll say that Apple did something good for the customer,
Yeah.
for the consumer, because
Yeah.
they're not missing out of that one button, that one new feature.
But you know what it is? I'm willing to bet that they did something like that because, someone has to, I'm sure there are plenty of people saying it already, but I'm just saying like someone has to say something. In 2024, the iPhone 16 starts at what? $799. That's an
Right.
$800 smartphone.
Right.
You still don't have a high refresh rate display.
And that's so this is what I want to get to, because when it comes to the iPhone lineup, we've gone to the point, and we've known that technology with smartphones, it's getting to the point that it's not innovative.
Yeah.
There's not a lot new that's coming out. It's just better than the years.
At least for slab phones, right? Like I think
Right.
foldables are still
And that's
kind
the
of
one area that they're
foldables
kind of
are still kind of pushing the envelope a little
they're,
bit. Yeah.
they're kind of exploring new possibilities. But with slab phones, there's not. I mean, better
Yeah.
camera, better chip, better battery life.
Better camera is
We'll get there.
yeah,
But it's
subjective.
every year, and we don't see that only with the iPhone, dude. It's every company.
Yeah.
Every company.
Yeah.
They're getting to the point that it's the same thing but better. But there's nothing that's revolutionary. There's
Yeah.
nothing that's new.
yeah.
And part of me is a little sad just because I miss the times of seeing something that, whether it was something in the engineering, in the manufacturing, that makes you say, dude, that design is insane. How did they achieve that? Or a feature that's like, dude, I can't believe that I have this on a phone. Like, dude, I remember back in the iPhone 5S, or back when the Samsung phones first implemented fingerprint sensors. I was like, dude,
That was huge.
that's like FBI technology on
Yeah.
your smartphone.
Yeah.
You know?
Or even iPhone 10 with Face ID, right? For the first
Facial,
time.
like real facial
That was a
recognition.
massive
Yeah.
shift
Yeah.
going from, having a dedicated home button,
Yeah.
chunky bezels up top
Because
and
it
bottom.
was, you're kind of getting rid of the buttons and making everything gesture based.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
But now, it's the same design. We've had this design of the iPhone for,
Like 6 years. The Pro line for like 6 years.
I think the iPhone, so the 12 is the first one that had the sharp edges, squarish look with the camera bump in the corner.
Okay.
iPhone 11 had the curved ones. 11 Pro had the curved ones.
Yeah.
So 12 Pro, 13 Pro, 14 Pro, 15 Pro, 16 Pro
Yeah.
of the same design.
In terms of Pro camera system on the back, though, with triple lenses, that started with the 11, the green one. Remember?
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because
So
we had 10,
if-
we had
yeah.
10S, and then 11 came out with that triple
Yeah.
camera
Oh,
system.
yeah. 100%. If we're
So
talking
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and now
yeah.
16.
If
This
we're
is the
talking similar design,
yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
But if we're talking,
It's the
This-
Spider-Man meme.
it is. It
Where
really
they're all
is.
pointing at each other.
Yeah. And it's like
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed because we're at a point that you're gonna see someone out on the street with their phone and you're not gonna know which one they have
Unless they have the color.
and that's the only thing that sets them apart. But even then,
Yeah. You could have someone with a 15 natural titanium and a 16 natural titanium.
and they're
you
gonna
have
look
no idea.
Yeah, yeah. Unless you probably get close and you're like, oh, it's got an extra button for the camera. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's because other companies are doing the same. I don't think there's that competition anymore where one of them does something crazy good that the other one is motivated to do better. because it's the same thing with Samsung phones. You
Yeah.
look at the S line of phones, so you look at the Ultras for the last 4 years, they're very similar.
Yeah.
And it hasn't
We
changed
need
much.
we probably need more phone manufacturers to come into the States. You sent me the link the other day. Who is the phone manufacturer
trifold?
that's making a trifold?
I think it's Huawei.
Was it Huawei?
If I'm not mistaken.
Let me
Like
see.
the day after the announcement, they're like, bro, trifold.
Huawei.
Yeah.
Huawei. Yep.
Yeah.
Trifold.
And that's innovative.
And I saw a picture. It was either this morning or it was yesterday morning. The trifold, when closed, is just as thick as a Galaxy Z Fold 6.
That's wild.
It was the trifold next to the Z Fold 6, and they're the same thickness in hand. That's a trifold display.
That's insane. And that's the thing. Practically, I don't know what use case scenario you need 3 screens for.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're trying to push the limits,
Yeah.
I respect that. And that's what's missing from big manufacturers like Apple, Samsung, Google, whatever.
It reminds me of the whole Z Fold 6 situation. Remember, after Z Fold 5, OnePlus dropped open.
Yeah.
Or, it might have been
In-
right around the
somewhere
same
between,
time.
yeah.
Somewhere, right? Z Fold 5 and OnePlus Open dropped in the same year.
Yeah.
Right? OnePlus Open was
A hit,
amazing.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And everyone, there was already rumors that started to circulate. Samsung for Z Fold 6 is going to adjust the cover display. Right? Z Fold 6 comes out.
Psych.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all they did was shrink the bezels on it to give it the appearance of a slightly larger. And then here comes Google, right, with Pixel Fold 9 Pro. Have in my hand right now.
Better aspect ratio.
Looks, yeah.
100%.
It's really, it's like the Pixel version of the OnePlus Open.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like that kind of competition is what drives manufacturers to change up.
Right.
But that's the thing, is Apple has no direct,
If you're talking, yeah, especially because of their ecosystem.
yeah. Apple is a whole, right?
Yeah.
When people have the debate, it's iOS versus Android, but Android
It's a
could
big,
encompass
broad,
so
yeah.
many companies,
Yeah.
right? Whereas
Yeah.
iOS is only one. It's Apple,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's the thing, is Apple's now at a point where the iPhone is the cash cow,
Right.
obviously, right?
Right.
But Apple's now at a point where they innovate whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know, even outside of that, going back to the whole keynote, they are innovating, but they're not doing it on their smartphones anymore. I think they kind of perfected their system to the point that they know what to release and when to release it, so the customers keep coming back. But they're innovating in areas where like the Vision Pro comes in, and that's new technology, new applications. Is it going to be practical? Is it going to be usable? And
$3,500?
is it gonna hit?
Yeah.
That's debatable, right?
Yeah.
But they're trying in a different area. They're not doing it in smartphones anymore.
If they can just get me a Pro Max that I don't have to charge every day,
Dude,
that's
until
it. That's
battery
innovation.
technology
That's innovation
changes,
enough for me.
Until battery technology changes.
That's
not-
innovation
yeah.
enough for me. If
Yeah.
they can give me a Pro Max that I don't have to charge every day, that's innovation enough for me.
Honestly, dude, like 2-day battery life on a phone. Dude, imagine.
We had that. That wasn't too far away.
Yeah, but
Which one was it? The 13? The light blue one. Was that the
Pro-
13?
Pro Max, that one was like a little over a day, but
I was getting close to 2 days on that one.
the 13 Pro was a great phone.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the best phones we've had.
So besides the camera button, right? Action button on the 16.
So let's list them. Let's list the new things that are on the new iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. Starting with the 16 Pro, we have a new chip.
And the 16 got a new chip too.
Right, but this
A18.
is a separate one. So A18 Pro.
Yeah.
For the 16 Pro.
Yeah.
We have new Fusion camera. We'll test it. We
Because
have
it's the same megapixel count. It's 48 megapixels.
numbers are identical.
Same aperture, everything.
New camera button or camera thing that's like
It's a button.
customizable.
It is
right?
a button.
Right.
Yeah.
New color
Of course.
and
Desert titanium. Looks good.
it does look great.
I like it. Yeah.
Moving on for the 16.
That was it?
I'm pretty sure.
48 megapixel
I mean, it's
fusion.
they're claiming
Does Apple
for like
Intelligence count?
that. So we'll touch it in a second. Let's keep going with the list.
Okay.
They do talk about like better battery life and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things that they can give you all the numbers they want, but until we try it and test it, we're gonna know if the battery life is better. Because for the last 2 years with the 14 Pro and the 15 Pro, battery life hasn't been great.
Yeah.
The 16, similar thing. We have a new camera system, new design for the camera system. The camera bump is different, so it's not diagonal anymore. It's vertical, kind of like the iPhone 10.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool.
New.
Right, 100%.
New with air quotes. It's just an expanded iPhone 10 camera system.
Right.
Yeah.
New colors, new color waves. So there's multiple colors on that one.
Yeah.
New chip, the A18. So at least they're not reusing the 17 Pro from last year.
That I'm happy to see. And I'm reading right here. It says Apple claims that the iPhone 16 with A18 is 30% faster than 15.
No, 15 or 15 Pro.
No. This just says this is the A18
So
for the
my
16
fear too
versus the iPhone
is
15.
we're gonna test this too. My fear is that the A18 is a rebrand of the A17 Pro, and it's the same chip, it's just a different name.
What was the iPhone 15 rocking last year?
I think that one was it was like their non-pro version of the chip.
Yeah, but was it A16?
17 or whatever it was called.
No, because I don't think that one had the A17.
I think that was a 14.
I'll check right now.
Well, yeah. Well, you look it up. So
I'll
that's
check right now.
pretty much what it is. Those are the main things that are new with the phone. Now, going back to what you said earlier, they did include Apple Intelligence as a new thing for the iPhones, and here's where they messed up, because this is something that everyone's talking about. They're including software features as part of their innovation and as part of the release with the new iPhone. But the problem is that they're not coming out with a new phone on the same day. They're coming out later this year, but you can buy the new iPhone 16 Pro launch day, and it's not going to come with Apple Intelligence. Something that they're advertising is part of the new phone.
That part bothers me.
100%. And there's two issues with that, two big issues with that. It's one, that's not really something that comes with the phone. That's a software thing. So that could be included with the 15 Pro, but they're deciding to advertise it as something that's unique and new for the 16 Pro. Not exclusive. If I'm not mistaken, the 15 Pro is getting all the Apple Intelligence features because they talked about it on WWDC.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
The 15 Pro is more than capable of running
100%.
It's ChatGPT on the iPhone.
Right. Now, two is not only are you advertising something that's not part of the phone as being part of the phone, it's two, you're not releasing it at the same time. So you're selling promises that you're not able to deliver. If they're advertising, hey, this is coming with your phone, people should be able to use it when they get that phone. They shouldn't have to wait months for that update to drop and then finally have that feature that they paid for to have on day one. Because there's probably people out there that are getting the new iPhone 16 Pro because of their Apple Intelligence features, but now they're waiting because they're pre-ordering, they're getting their phone on day one, and they're still going to have to wait for the feature to drop in a software update.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating.
A16, by the way. The iPhone 15 had the A16 Bionic.
And the 17 Pro for the chip, for the Pro line.
I didn't check the Pro yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are, I think, as a business model, they're really sketch. And for Apple being this $3 trillion company, they need to do better. And they need to step it up because
A17 Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to be able to deliver what they're promising. And if they're including and they're marketing this new iPhone with so and so features, they need to be there on day one. And I hate to be like this, and this is bro, it's probably cringe, but like Steve Jobs would never allow something like this, you know?
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, and it's I know.
I knew you were going there on that one.
But it's true. Like he will go crazy because one, he would market the heck out of phones with features that were coming out on day one, but he would also innovate and push the limits of the impossible, you know? And I'm not gonna try to be nostalgic and try to be, go back on old things that are not how they are anymore. It is what it is now. We have a new company that's focusing on profits, that's focusing on increasing the revenue with their products, and that's just a business. So I'm not mad about that.
Yeah,
but it is a little disappointing that it's not as exciting anymore. When
the cameras, I'm looking at the comparison right now between 15 and 16. Even the cameras look exactly the same.
That's what I'm saying. So like they're calling it a new name, but the numbers, we're looking at the same megapixels with the same sensor, the same aperture.
48 megapixel f1.6, 26 millimeter wide angle.
Yeah.
Same, right? And then 12 megapixel f2.0, 13 millimeter, 120 degree ultra wide.
So we're gonna have to see. So that's the iPhone.
The 16.
The iPhone 16 and 16 Pro,
Yeah.
16 Plus and 16 Pro Max if you want to include them. We're definitely gonna test them, so make sure that you're subscribed so you can review them. We're gonna get them early so we can get plenty of time to make sure that we also compare with the 15 Pros that we have.
Yeah.
And we can get a proper comparison of what they claim to be an upgrade and what actually ends up being the same or feeling the same way.
Yeah.
But going back to what they announced, AirPods, what's another one?
AirPods 4.
Well, I think they talked about the whole line of AirPods, and there's things that were upgrades, and I think the major announcement for AirPods was the AirPods Pro, the AirPods 4.
AirPods 4
Yeah.
that was the main hardware announcement.
Which now includes noise canceling.
Yeah, you can buy a AirPods 4 with noise canceling.
Yep.
Right? So it's not the AirPods 4 does not have noise canceling just built into every
Not as a
single model.
default. You get a version that
right.
has,
You can get AirPods 4 or you can get AirPods 4 with noise cancellation.
which is still like,
that's more expensive. It's like $179 or something.
which is still like $70-$80 cheaper
than AirPods Pro.
than AirPods Pro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why get the Pros when you can still have noise canceling on the normal AirPods?
And I think Apple knew that, hence why AirPods 4, okay. AirPods 4 will be available September 20th, starting at $129
For the normal ones.
for the normal
not
ones,
the
right?
noise canceling
and then
ones. Yeah.
$179 for the noise cancellation tier. So you pay
Yeah.
$50 more for noise.
But
that's
it's
worth
still,
it.
I was going to say, it's still cheaper
That's
than
worth
the
it.
Pros.
$179 is not bad.
Yeah. But overall, they changed the design of the AirPods. The case is more compact.
Yeah.
Better battery life, even though it's smaller. That's what they claim.
Yeah.
And honestly, for an base AirPods upgrade, I think it's great. I think that one is okay.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like you are gaining a lot of new features. If you're coming from a AirPods 3, AirPods 2, or something that's not a Pro model,
Yeah.
to now the AirPods 4. But then that's where it ends. Because then you look at the AirPods Pro 2, that now has an update. Not
Yes.
an upgrade.
Software updates.
Right.
Software
It's
updates coming to add features. And then I still want to see how it's. I just want to say the hearing aid
Right.
aspect of it, amazing.
I think it's great.
Right? That's
especially,
amazing.
Especially that they're including it on a product that's been out.
Did they elaborate how exactly is the AirPods going to require any additional hardware, or is it's just going to be
So the
built
AirPods
into
Pro
the AirPods
2
Pro?
only though, not
Right.
the AirPods Pro 1.
Does that also apply for the ones that have the Lightning charging case?
They should.
Okay.
Because they have the same chip.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
the only thing I'll say is I think they're waiting for FDA approval
That I remember them mentioning
Yeah.
because I think that's kind of like around where I started to tune in.
for the.
I finished
event.
up with my meetings or whatever, and then I was watching it while I was working.
Yeah.
Right. So
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
But anyway. But yeah, so I think that's a great feature, and it's great that they're including it on a product that it's already owned by a lot of people. Instead of making them be like, oh, this is the same thing, but now it's got the ability to be used as hearing aids. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
But I was expecting AirPods Pro 3
I
with
was too.
new features.
100%. I was definitely hoping AirPods Pro 3 was coming
Yeah.
in somewhere.
So that was a little, because I've been waiting, dude. I have the AirPods Pro 1. So I've been waiting because I don't want to get the Pro 2s because I'm waiting for the Pro 3s.
Sounds like you're getting the Pro 2 now.
And that's what it's looking like, which is crazy because I don't want to.
Yeah.
They're great, but I want to have a bigger leap. And then same scenario with the Maxes. The Maxes that have
The
been
Max
out.
was
I think you can say frustrating.
yeah, and
Very
you know what it
frustrating.
is. You know what it is. I think Apple just realizes that a lot of people are just not going to buy the Max.
And it could be, I don't know what their numbers look like. I don't know if
how much. They're
making
$550, right?
$550.
$550, and on top of that, when I go to the gym, I cannot tell you the amount of people that I see wearing fake AirPods Maxes, colors that don't even exist, like finishes and materials you can tell are not the genuine product, right? And folks are buying these for a lot cheaper than $550, right? I'm sure they sound okay. I don't know how well
Right.
something like noise cancellation works, but I mean, if you've looked online, some of these dupes even have like they mimic the UI.
When you make them pop on the
Yes,
connect them to
pop
the
up and
iPhone,
everything like
yeah.
that too. So
I've seen it with the AirPods Pro too.
$550. they're good headphones. I still have my original AirPods Max. They still work. But $550.
I feel
that's tough. And I think Apple knows that too, right? Think about $550 is a lot for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot for a lot of people. If they were to bring out AirPods Max 2, which I was kind of anticipating they would at some point in time.
It's been 4 years, dude. Yeah.
I was thinking AirPods Max 2, obviously you bring USB-C charging to it because
Right.
AirPods Max currently has lightning, colors and stuff like that, but maybe refresh to the design. I don't know, maybe improve the sound quality and noise cancellation, something, right? Instead, it was just colors and USB-C charging.
Right. And I know that there's people talking about like either an on and off button or just changing the little purse thing that it comes with that comes with the
Case
AirPods.
is bad.
And those are valid takes. But even, dude, I would have taken just a refresh on the design, something that makes them look different, you know,
Yeah.
like maybe a sharper edge or a different kind of hinge, whatever it is,
Yeah.
but something different.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that would have been enough.
Exactly.
Plus,
AirPods
you know-
Max was easily the most probably forgettable and underwhelming,
Aspect.
like out of the AirPods line.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Now, out of the whole keynote, this is the most disappointing product announced at Apple's event 2024. And that's the Apple Watch 10.
10. Yep.
Very disappointing.
There has been stuff circulating about Watch 10 since Watch 8.
Yeah.
Like since Watch
I remember.
8, there's
Dude.
been stuff online about what is Apple going to do for the 10th anniversary of the watch? What is Apple going to do for the look at the way they radically redesigned the iPhone
Yeah.
when they got to 10? What is Apple going to do with the watch? Is it going to be more square? Are we going to have like a completely bezel-less display?
Or like a circular look or whatever it may
all
be.
sorts of
Yeah.
crazy stuff. And then what did Apple hit us with?
Bigger.
It's thinner and bigger.
Yep. And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It looks exactly the same.
It's the same concept and it's the same design look.
Yeah.
So the signature is the same. So you know it's an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
They have features like sleep apnea. So you're able to track your sleep better and be able to see more metrics when it comes to your sleep to see what's going on and see if there's anything that you need to adjust. But like you said, it was very disappointing because personally, I have the Watch 3 or the Watch 7, the Apple Watch Series 7.
Yep. Yeah, you haven't upgraded in a while.
Because I've been waiting for something that is convincing, that makes me feel like I'm actually upgrading.
Yeah.
The 8 came out, not a lot new. Cool. I'll wait for the 9. The
Yeah.
9 came out, nothing new. Minimal stuff. Cool. Still feels very similar to my 7, so I'll wait. The 10 is going to be the big one. The 10 has to be the big one.
Yeah.
Watch 10 drops.
It
I don't
ain't
even
the
know.
big one.
I'm like, even right now, I'm still considering not upgrading because my Watch 7, the only thing that's bad right now is the fact that the battery life is not the same because it's older. But outside of that, I'm not missing out. Maybe the sleep apnea, but even then, bro, like it's not like I'm awake.
Okay, so
the
I
middle
just
of the
checked.
night.
I just checked. It's the sizes are 42 and 46.
Oh, so it's not 49.
So close.
Yeah.
3 millimeters though, right? Is the difference now between the largest Watch 10
yeah, but it
and
went
Ultra.
from 45 to 46, so it's only 1 inch bigger.
That's-
or
yeah.
1 millimeter bigger.
And there's apparently a jet black finish for the aluminum. There's silver, there's rose gold, a jet black finish. Is there a Oh, interesting. No jet black finish for the titanium model. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Those are
So-
also 42 and 46.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very disappointing.
yeah.
And it's not even the upgrade was
The size
was
is
bad.
not the disappointing
No,
part.
no,
The
it's the
size is
fact
not
that
the
they could have done
disappointing
so much more for the 10th anniversary and
Yeah.
then go back to the routine of minimal upgrades every year.
Yeah.
Because this was their chance of
There was
making-
even rumors circulating that Apple was going to change up how the band's integrated with the watch.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
And
Apple's gonna switch
I
up-
remember it pissed you off because
Oh,
you're like, dude.
I was so angry when you sent me that rumor and I was reading it. I was like, if they do this and all of the watch bands that I've purchased over
Yeah.
the last 6-7 years are now trash,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
I'm gonna riot.
But I would have been okay with it because that was the 10th generation, bro.
You've been holding out for 3 years, man. I feel bad. Are you
Yeah.
gonna get Watch 10? You're still on the fence about
I'm
it.
still on the fence. I'm
Yeah.
not convinced. I'm thinking about it.
'Cause you
and
have
I'll
titanium, don't
meditate.
you? Don't you have the
I have
titanium
the stainless
finish?
steel.
Stainless
Yeah.
steel. That's right. Okay.
I'm gonna wait it out. I'm
Okay,
gonna see.
so that's a new thing then, right? You have stainless steel. So stainless steel no longer exists in the product lineup for Watch 10. It's aluminum and titanium.
But even then, dude,
which
I mean, durability is there on this one anyway, so like I'm not missing
so the
out on
Watch
that.
10 got the titanium build, right? If you want to get a more premium feature, and then it
Right.
also got the depth, the water depth meter
And the
that
sleep apnea.
that the Ultra has.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
well, sleep apnea is a new feature. Yeah, but yeah.
right, but the water depth is what that used to be exclusive to the Ultra, right?
For the sensor.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
now on Watch 10, right?
But who cares?
I also do you sleep with your Apple Watch?
Yep.
I don't. So like the whole sleep apnea tracking thing doesn't help me.
I'm just
Have you
curious
seen
at this
my
point.
tan line is already wicked enough. There's no way. Have you seen it?
Let's compare.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at how bad that is.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, even if I'm not wearing this, I'm wearing a different watch that I'm testing, right?
Oh, right. Right.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
We still have the
CMF watch.
we still have the Galaxy watches that we
Right.
need to test and review, right? And then obviously Pixel Watch is coming in
Right.
too. So it's just like if I'm not wearing this, I'm still testing a different watch for
Right.
a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was
But I was very underwhelmed. That one I think was the most disappointing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I agree.
And
I
I
agree.
think I missed Watch 10. It was
it was the first thing they talked about.
It was the first thing, right? Yeah.
And that's the thing, because not only was the first thing that he talked about, so right away I knew it was like it's not going to be big, because they
Yeah.
would have waited till the end for this one if it was going to be the
or
big,
like
big
it would have
reveal.
been right near the iPhones or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But and it's not. We're not saying that it's disappointing in the sense that this is going to be a trash product. I'm sure it's going to be great, and especially if you're upgrading for like, that you've waited for 3 years like me or more, it is going to be a great upgrade, and you are going to feel the difference. You're going to
Yeah.
notice a difference. But the problem is that because it's the 10th generation.
No, these are absolutely not our opinions on the products themselves.
No.
It's more so
But they
a
should have done.
reflection of our expectations going into the event, right? Yeah.
And maybe it was our fault for expecting a lot from Apple, where for the last few years it's been the same thing every single announcement.
Yeah.
But dude, it's like it was a 10th anniversary. It was a 10th generation, dude. They should have done it.
Yeah, because now it just makes you wonder what they're going to do for Watch 11.
It kind of gives up because they're like, oh, they're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing the same thing. It kind of makes you feel like they're done
Yeah.
with the big innovation.
And they've at least been, like, their track record has typically been 2 to 3 years. They'll kind of change something,
something
up.
big,
They
yeah.
dropped the 10, right? The 10S came out. It was a very marginal upgrade. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then they dropped the 11, and that was different look, different cameras on the back,
Right.
different feel, right? Slightly.
Right.
But at the very least, it was different, right? Then
Right.
they dropped the 12s, less rounded, sharper, and stuff like that. That was even like a change the next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then since then, it's just kind of been
The same.
a lull.
The same.
Yeah.
So it might feel like a rant. It might feel like we're kind of roasting Apple a little bit when
we
it comes
kind
to
of are.
this. Yeah, we kind of are.
Yeah, they deserve it.
But that's because we care about that. We enjoy technology to the point that we want to see more and we want to see better. And as a channel that focuses on all kinds of tech, we still have preferences. We're going to respect and admire something that's really well done by a different company, but we're still going to choose something that's even if it's not as good as that, we're still going to choose something else just because it fits our needs and our desires. So we might look at a Pixel Fold and say, bro, that's an amazing phone.
It is. I'm using it right
Beautiful
now.
design.
As we're talking about this stuff, I'm using it.
And yet there's nothing wrong in you having an Apple Watch Ultra in your wrist. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
that just fits your preference. But there's still nothing wrong in saying that the Fold is probably a better phone than the iPhone 15 Pro.
Right.
Because it probably is. But based on our circumstances, it's just what we have and what we're used to. And we're going to keep that just because it's a part of the ecosystem.
And
that
that's
we're
the
in.
thing. When it comes to something like a watch, okay,
Right.
I have, and I've mentioned this like 1,000 times.
Right.
Because sometimes like I'll still see it in terms of like not testing a phone or like not actually having a SIM card in the phone or something like that.
Right.
I have 2 active SIM lines at all times
Right.
of the year, 24/7, 365. I have 2 active SIM lines.
Right.
I have an active SIM line in my Fold right now. I have an active SIM line in my iPhone right now.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
If I wanted to get fully ingratiated with each company's product line, I'd be wearing 2 watches right now.
Right.
I would have to have Apple Watch on left, Pixel Watch or Galaxy
It becomes
Watch
like
on
Infinity
right,
Stones, dude.
and it's just
Yeah.
like it's a throwback. We'd already see it enough back in the days when I'd wear an Apple Watch and a Fitbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let alone if I wanted to get fully invested into every company's product line.
Right.
And
right.
wear both 2 watches to go with 2 of my phones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
It's a big commitment, and I think to be switching every time something new comes out and make it permanent as a permanent change, it's also like, I don't know, man, it's fatiguing.
That's one of my favorite things of the year, is that I get to shuffle my business line into whatever favorite Android device I have at the time. But doing that with accessories,
I was gonna say,
is going to get
everything
exhausting.
else. It does get exhausting, dude.
Yeah.
So that's
let alone headphones, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I go to the gym, am I really going to pack Google Pixel Buds Pro? Am I really going to pack Galaxy Buds Pro, AirPods Pro whenever I go to the gym? Which phone am I listening to music on? Which phone do I have like my workout plan on? And like all this, like,
it's just a lot. And you have to like repair it to your car if you want to have Bluetooth. You have to repair it to your Wi-Fi. It's just a lot of work that becomes really excessive if you want to push it to the limit.
But there are ways that you go about it whenever you enjoy it, right? Like for me, I'm perfectly happy having 2 phone lines. Right. I'm perfectly
and that's where
happy.
You limit yourself.
I'm perfectly happy having a flagship Android phone and then the flagship iPhone at all times. Because I love both. Most of the time, whenever I'm taking pictures, I'm pulling out a Pixel. Right. So it just, I mean, it works.
It's just preference at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it comes to this episode, we do like some features. Like I said, the camera button, it might look simple, but I think I like to take a lot of pictures. I think it's going to be very practical for me.
My whole timeline has been flooded with, just ordered the same phone again. Thanks, Apple. Like, it's not just us.
Yeah, and
it's not just us.
Yeah, and I know it's a shared thought by a lot of people that they feel like they were expecting more, or they want to see more, even if they're not expecting it.
Yeah,
and that's valid. That's very valid.
These are expectations that we have of multi-billion, in some cases trillion-dollar companies, right?
Yeah,
which that's a completely fine expectation.
It does not apply only to Apple. You're right.
Because they have a bunch of money. Like, we expect them to kind of push the envelope a little bit and stuff like that.
And I think as a business model, there is a big chance that they do have new features, but they spread them out to have something to release the next year and the year after and the following.
So speaking of innovation, titanium black watch Ultra 2.
And with that, any thoughts you have, let us know. No, but jokes aside, that was the only thing.
It's just a new color, right?
For the Watch Ultra. Yeah.
So then outside of it being larger, you can't even say durability, because now the regular Watch 10 has titanium too. What I've been using Ultra since it came out. I love it, mainly because of it's super
Battery
durable.
life.
I don't have to worry about it whenever I'm at the gym. If it hits something, if I bump into something, whatever, right? That, and then the battery life is fantastic. I charge it every 2 days.
I think that's going to be the big plus. I think is the
but then why do you buy the Ultra as opposed to like Watch 10?
Life.
That's
it.
it.
Battery life, and I think even though the normal Watch 10 is able to be more durable with titanium in the sensors, you can still take this one like diving or extreme activities like hiking or mountain climbing, whatever it is, and it's made for something like that. The normal watch, even though it could be used for something like that, you kind of are risking it into the point that it's not going to be as practical. And it's also not going to be as responsive because the features are not designed for something like that. I mean, you have the action button too, so there's things that are made for more extreme activities when it comes to the Ultra. But we didn't get an upgrade. I mean, I wasn't really expecting an upgrade.
Does the Ultra at least have the sleep apnea thing?
Oh, I can't remember. We're going to test it out. We're going to find out. But yeah, I don't know.
I think their big focus with the Ultra is obviously like they're trying to bring out more like fitness features too, right? Like I'm taking a look at their website and they're trying to get more insightful with, your fitness tracking,
but it's the same
your
watch.
recovery tracking. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah,
it's the same exact. See, and I was disappointed last year. Why? Because I felt like the Ultra 2 was a minimal upgrade on the Ultra 1, and all I wanted last year was a new color.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, they waited till this year to bring the new color, and then they made zero changes outside.
I'm telling you, man, because they do have those new things coming, but they spread them out because they have nothing else after that. They would run out if they drop everything they had in their bucket on a new iPhone, on a new watch. The next year, be like, bro, like we don't have anything anymore.
Sleep apnea notifications coming this month.
Yeah,
so Ultra's gonna get it too. Yeah,
but end of the day, it is another year for Apple products. We are going to test all of them. We're going to get the iPhone 16s. We're going to get the 16 Pros. We're going to get the Watch 10. We're going to get the AirPods 4. And we'll probably do some research on the ones that are not really upgrades and see how we can make some content about that, because the product is the same. But make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you're following us. Make sure that you're stay up to date, just because we do want to make sure that we're updating as and uploading as quick as we can after we do proper testing and review with the products. But next
Anything
week,
else? I know there's iOS 18 and there's Apple Intelligence.
we'll figure it out, because we can't even test that unless you're in a beta.
Yeah, which Apple Intelligence is not available on the beta anyways.
It's coming out late. I think it's on 16.1.
That
beta.
part, that part's really frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just, I get it. You have a specific timeline of the year that you typically like to drop your software updates, but how is it not
Right.
ready?
And they keep making
You
it
know what I
worse
mean?
every year, because there's years that they're like, hey, this Pro RAW feature with your camera is coming later this year, but everything else is there.
Yeah,
So it's like, it's been like a minimal thing that's later in the year.
Yeah.
But now it's like the big thing of the
Yeah.
software is not going to be available when the phone comes out. But enough of that, because we're kind of going in circles now. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. We'll make sure to keep that content live and quick, so you can see it as soon as the products come out, so we can make sure that you're informed before you make a purchase. Any last thoughts?
I'm really excited to see what the hearing aid thing is going to be like on the AirPods Pro 2. Because
Yeah.
now there's going to be the ear test thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then potential help for folks that could
Yeah.
actually use it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a
It
beautiful
is-
thing.
That's the one thing I respect about Apple, when they focus on the health aspect of things and the accessibility aspect of their products.
Yeah.
That's one thing that other companies don't put a lot of effort into, and Apple kind of excels in that area. So I'll give him props for that.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. But anyway, any thoughts? Let us know in the comments. If you're hating with us, drop it in the comments. If you love the same things that we love, drop it in the comments. If there's something that you kind of disagree with, let us know. We want to talk. We want to have a conversation and see what you think, because we want to know how you're like, where you're coming from, and what you want to see, what you don't like to see, things like that.
Yeah. You know what? We owe you guys a debt of gratitude to 16K, right? I was going to mention that before we sign off, to
Yeah.
16,100 at the time of us filming this.
Yeah. Slowly growing, and we appreciate that, because it's all because of you.
So to everyone who subscribes and watches and shares, thank you so much. It means the world to us, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. And until the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch you guys soon with a bunch of products.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.